Sterling Crockett is founder and CEO of Sterling Construction Services, a government contracting and environmental remediation firm, and a principal and senior financial officer in R4 Incorporated, a disabled veteran-owned defense contractor based in New Jersey. Sterling Construction Services has participated in the Pentagon's Phoenix Project, aided in the Department of the Navy's disaster recovery efforts following Hurricane Katrina, and is part of an ongoing effort to make unhealthy schools safe for our children and educators. R4, one of the most well-respected firms on the war front, working shoulder to shoulder with warfighters, captured Sterling's interest and passion with their unremitting dedication to put the soldier first. Abroad, R4 provides logistics, training, and fielding support in Iraq and Afghanistan, while training our first responders in counter-IED techniques at home. To date, R4 has opened 14 offices around the globe. Through these, Sterling has created wealth that permits him to establish a legacy that will live beyond his lifetime.
Sterling has played an incredible leadership role in our community. His leadership with respect to the Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce has been very impressive, and our Small Business Coalition for Fair Contracting would not exist today but for Sterling's leadership. And he is so passionate about what we're doing. We're going to be successful because of Sterling.
He's one of the most honest, forthcoming and respectful people you can meet, and you just know that when you're dealing with him, you're dealing with somebody honorable. I've dealt with a lot of business people in my life, and I don't think it's unfair to say most of them approach business from the point of view of what can you do for me. It's very quick when you meet Sterling that you realize that he's there thinking, what can I do for you? And surprise, surprise, it's led to being a very successful businessman. More people should do it.
Sterling sees the best and the possible in his colleagues here at the Chamber. He's the sort of person that makes everybody around the board table feel comfortable to share their views and to discuss the issues of the day in a really exciting and in a very, very productive sort of way. And he brings out the best in people, and that's a true leader that can do that.
I first met Sterling at the Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce Board several years ago, and I've always been impressed that he is doing good while doing well. He gives back to the community while running very successful businesses, and he's a man of great character. I've been quite impressed with him.
Sterling believes in giving back because we both came from, our parents struggled, to raise us both. And we understand what it's like to come from where you had to make do with what you had.
Sterling is a remarkable example of a person who is successful and understands that as part of that success, he has a responsibility to give back and to lead. And I can't think of a person who is a better example of somebody who loves his community and wants to make sure that his community is healthy, well-educated, and moves forward.
I did ask him to join the board of the Victims' Rights Foundation. Sterling came on board and immediately became a leader. He set a vision not only for Montgomery County and the state of Maryland to help victims of crime, but he said we need to also reach out around the world where there's tragedy. As it turned out, there was a drought in Kenya, and there were literally 200 or 300 people dying per month because of food. They were dying of starvation. Sterling dug into his own pocket, his own personal savings, and gave us a very large donation to set up the Sterling Crockett Food Bank. And within 1 year, Sterling Crockett and his food bank fed over 8,000 people who were hungry. Since then, 2 years later, we're into our third year, over 10,000 hungry people have received food on a regular basis from the Sterling Crockett Food Bank. Sterling, after feeding the people, saw a need for the infants that were born to get medical care. So we set up what we call the Infant Care Division of Victims' Rights Foundation in Kenya, where infant babies between 1 week and 4 months old got vaccinations. In the first year, 1,000 infants were immunized. Because of this, we were told by the chief of the village that in the past, probably 10% or so wouldn't live to their first birthday. As it turned out, all of those kids lived, and as of today, because this program is 2 years old, we haven't lost but only 2 infants, and that was because of other medical concerns. So Sterling Crockett not only is a humanitarian, a man who cares about people here at home, he cares about those around the globe, particularly in Kenya. And the final thing I think I would say about him is that he would never tell anyone what I'm telling you. All of this that I'm talking about is really a well-kept secret among our board of directors and among Sterling, because he says when you do something good, you don't need to talk about it. You just do it because it's the right thing to do. And that's the kind of man Sterling Crockett is, a great humanitarian and a great friend.